Hi, hello everyone. Welcome again to Forex SPV. It's another weekend, it's another Sunday, and we're going to take a quick recap of what happened on the market in the past 2 weeks. Since I didn't have a recap on last weekend, so currently my template shows the days. So this was Monday, and this is the week 1, and this is Monday again, and this is week 2. So this is Euro USD on Mondays, where on Monday on 10th of November, I think. No, this is 9th of November. Is where the dealer set the peak formation high, and if you look at this cycle, is where you see 3 levels are complete and 3 times ADR. So the dealer set a peak formation high, and we had 3 moves down, and here is where we had a peak reset. So our anticipation was for a peak reset to occur. So we had good sales until this area here. So for anticipation for a peak reset, our target should be the mile for the hour and time frame. But the dealer extended and came to touch the large quarter point to see. This was a quarter move from the session zone, and it went right back to the large quarter point. And this is where it formed the peak formation low. And here is where the blueberry was present. Now, if you go to the 15 minutes and look on the entries that were available, we can see that we had a good sell here on the blue tracer. So this was a very good peak trade. Blue tracer trade, a very good sell. And entry here should be this one. So we had a very good sell, and on the next day we had 50 and 200 crossover, and this was now a safety trade. So this wasn't easy to catch, but this here was very easy to catch. We had a very good M, and then our entry was there. So we had a very good safety trade, and the large quarter point was here. So if you had entered here, your first CP will be around 30 pips here, and then if it extended, you had around 68 pips. And on the next day also, we had a 200 bounce trade, and this was a type 2 London pattern as the one we had on Tuesday. So we had a very good 200 bounce trade, and here is where the dealer formed the peak formation low, and here we had a very good buy entry. And if you put Fibonacci here, let's see where it bounced. So it went all the way to the sweet spot of Kumo trade entry, and there is where we see the pattern there. So we had a pattern for a buy. We had our ID50 trade here. So let me use the marker. So we had a buy pattern here. We had our ID50 trade here. So very good W around the 50 EMA after the crossover of 1350. And then on the next day, we had this was like a safety trade. If you look at it from this point, we see a move up, and this was like a level 1 move, and now this was a stop and low and then right. So this was a safety trade right here, and that was the end of the first week. And then the second week, you can see the market opened with a bull trend, but then we saw stop and low. And if you look at it, I wrote an article on stop and this clear 3 swipes to the low, and then we had a pattern there for a buy. So we had a buy trade there, but also on the next day, this was a bounced to, okay, this was not a significant entry here. And of course, the market now is offering a very few pips in a day, and it's very ranging. So for you to grab 50 pips here, you need to hold it to the next day. See, 50 pips are right there. And the dealer came and formed a very good M. And this was like the high of the week. But since the Seiko showed that we're still trending up, so this was simply a peak for a stop hunt, and you can see that we had 3 moves down, and then we had a very good pattern. So this here was our buy pattern as a market maker trader, but this sell pattern here is going against the trend. I wouldn't take that. So this here was a buy pattern on Thursday. A very good, a very fat W around the blueberry on the 15 minutes, and here's how the dealer ended the week. So that is Euro USD, and let us have a look on GBP USD. GBP USD was similar to Euro USD, but was similar, but the days were different. Like here, you can see on Mondays where the dealer came to bounce around the half point, and this is the mile on the 15 minutes. So this was a safety trade to complete the Seiko. And Wednesday is where I formed the high of the week, and this was also a peak formation high, a point of reset, and then we had a clear move up. So if you look at it on the 15 minutes, I think we had entries like the ones we had on Euro USD. And since they are all made of the dollar, so we had a very good dollar disparity. So this was Monday, a very good pattern. So we had a first W and we had a second W here. So it offered 2 opportunities for us to take a buy trade. And on the next day, we had a 50-50 bounce trade. And here was around the hesitation zone and Asian midline. So this was type 3 random pattern. So a very good buy pattern here on Tuesday. And this is where the dealer formed a peak. We had a blue tracer trade here. And you can see this was a news peak. Like this spike was influenced by the fundamentals. And we had M completed by the shift candle. But also the dealer came back to retest on the blue tracer, since the blue tracer is a natural support or a natural resistance. And then we had our move down. And if you look at it, we had like 3 intraday levels, and then the dealer ended the day consolidation. And we had EMA combo right there. That's why you can see a 50-50 bounce trade around the blue tracer here. So for our entry, a valid entry was here. This you can take an entry during Asian range. So a valid entry was this 50-50 bounce trade. And it offered a few pips because your target could have been the blueberry here. If at all, you know how to anticipate for a reset. And on Friday is where the dealer reversed. And this was a very quick move. This was very quick. And personally, I wouldn't take this. It's not within my rules to take a buy trade here. But on Monday, we saw that we had a safety trade, and my anticipation was to have a safety trade, and it offered a very good safety. And then we went for a very good buy. And on Tuesday, if you look at it, we had a 200 bounce trade, but this was a small quarter point here. with 100 pips range. So we had a very good buy after this sharp V towards the mile. And then if you look on Wednesday, we see that the dealer consolidated around this area, and we had three levels going up. It was a difficult entry to take, a high risk trade to take a buy here, but it matured well. And then like Euro USD, GBP USD also came back to the blueberry again. And then we can see this fat W here. So that fat W gave us a buy entry, and this was also on Thursday, just like Euro USD. So for disparity, this was dollar disparity. And let me have a look on USD Chef. We had this setup sent on the channel. So my target was around this point, and this will be the second shoulder here. And if you look at the internal liquidity, so we have like a fair value gap here. We have, if you go to lower time frame, we have like a long range, one-sided candle. See this long range here. So this long range here, yeah, shows that it's a fair value gap. So prices around this, price levels around this area shows that we have like one-sided liquidity of buyers only. So sellers need to come to fill in order for these price levels to become fair value prices. So market makers have to reprice down to this level. And you can see the market was ranging. This is because we had the dollar was very weak, but for Chef Index was also weak. So I can clearly see that this ranging here was because the disparity couldn't correlate. So on Monday here, if you look at it, we had like a first move down, and it offered an entry actually around gap time. We had first move down, and then we had our stop and time. So I remember I had an entry here, and then they came to take me out. But then after this stop and so a very good pattern formed, so I re-entered, and it matured until the next day. And like Euro USD, like Pound USD, I see also Chef came back to the blueberry, but the stop and was high, and I think it went all the way high to, no, it didn't reach this high. So this stop and here also made a very fat M. So it's quite opposite on Euro USD and GBP USD, where we had a fat W. So here we had a fat M, but this was very tricky. If you look at it, like it was ranging, but I still see that USDCHF will reach that level down there from daily time frame. So my anticipation is still downtrend. And if you look at the daily candles here, we still see that we have our downtrend there. Although this is also a strong support area, but this should be broken to that level. USDJPY also offered a very good peak formation high here. So if you look at it, this is a 2 weeks range. So this is the first week, this is the second week. So in the first week, I mean on this week of 9th November to around 13th, we had on Monday we had this yen disparity. Like the yens had a very good up move, and this up move completed the cycle. So one move, one day, and the cycle is complete. So for those of you only think that it's a 3-day cycle, then you can see that the market is proving you wrong. Like you only know the basics of the BTMM, so you should learn better. And if you look at it, we had no opportunity for us to enter. Maybe you have entered donation, but it didn't offer even ID50. So we had only sharp move going up, and this occurred to all the yens. And I expected for yens to come down here again. I mean, for USDJPY to come down here again and then have a move up. But see, this was around 230 pips move in one day. And then we see a very good consolidation to form a peak formation high. And on Wednesday is where we saw that the peak was set. So we had our first M here. So we had our first M, and if you enter here and put your SL around 30 pips, I think this move here would have taken you out. So our entry was here. 30 pips is around there. So this move would have taken you out, and eventually the market would have gone down. On the next day, we had ID50 trade right there. It was very good. A very good ID50. A very good type 3 London pattern, if you look at it, like on the Asian midline. And then we had a downtrend there. Also, this was also an order block trade. If you look at it, it was a retest around this area. You had a bearish order block right there. So they came and retested the order block. Also, order blocks are also categorized as classical support or resistance points. And if you go on Friday here, we also had a safety trade, a very good safety, very good stop and high. And we had a safety trade. We had an entry for a candle close below this large quarter point. And then we had our move there. So this was a very good move. And market closed this area. And on Monday, we had a stop and high. And this was all yens. This was yen disparity. So yens offered a very sharp candle going up. And this was a very fast move, a very fast stop. And so for those who have held the trade from Friday and had a break even, so they were taken out, and then the dealer formed a pattern, and we had a downtrend there. And on the next day, we had a 50-50 bounce trade. Our entry was right there, candle close below the 5 and 13 crossover. And I think this is where the dealer ended the cycle, and we had our consolidation. This is where it's setting the peak formation low. So those are the 4 pairs, and a quick look on other few pairs here. This is EuroCAD. EuroCAD had a peak formation low right here. So from this area, from this peak formation high to this area here, we had our cycle complete, and we had a very good peak formation low. If you see, if you look at it, we had like first hit, second hit, and third hit to the low, and then the dealer moved eventually. and we had a safety trade here. I remember send a signal on this, and our TP was right here on this hesitation zone. And after taking the TP, you see the dealer returned back to the mile. So, and consolidated around this area. So this area was, this cycle is still an uptrend to me. So this is simply a consolidation for our next move up. And pound card had an uptrend, but this uptrend was quite difficult. If you look on the daily time frame, like we have one good move up, and then 2 days of consolidation, 2 days of stop hunt, one move up, and then stop hunt again, and one move up. So it was very tricky, very, very tricky. So this is the type of market where you only take a few pips and then you're out. Like you enter trade and then you take a few pips and you're out, because it's very ranging. Like the market will simply come down to your entry point or your break even or your stop loss, and then move back to your anticipated move. So if you look at it, we had a peak formation low as an inverted head and shoulder pattern. Like this is the shoulder, this is the shoulder, and this is the head right there. And we had a first level move, a second level move, and a third level move. So this offered entries. Or this offered entries. If you go to the 15 minutes, you can clearly see the entries. If you are aware of the market maker entries. So Euro NZD and Euro AUD had like the same structure this week. So this is Euro NZD for time frame, and this period separator shows a week. So this is the first week. Like we had like 3 moves down, if you look at it, but this is simply a ranging market. So it's ranging around this zone, around this price range here. Market is ranging around this area. So if you look at it, it's like 3 levels move and all that, but this is not a cycle. This is not a cycle. This is simply a ranging market. And also Euro NZD was also ranging here. You can see this is the whole week move. It's very ranging, so it's difficult to trade around this zone. So you can take your buy entry, and then market will move, and then come back, move, and then come back. So it's a very difficult market to trade. Euro, yen, and JPY had same structure as USD JPY. And if you look at the cryptocurrencies, we had Ripple this week. The Ripple was a very good buy trade this week. See how it's buying, and these are daily candles. So I'm holding Ripple's these coins. And one of the coins that I hold is the Ripple. And you see it's maturing very well. If you look at it, it has its highest at around 3.09 or 3.3 here. Let's have a look. So it's around 3.227. And I bought around this area here, around 0.2. So I'm anticipating for a big move up. And if you look at it, it's like a market maker entry. But on the crypto, you look on the volumes and all that. So because we have other books in other platforms, so it's very easy for you to anticipate for a buy on the cryptos or a sell. So that's all I have for today. Thank you for listening, and send the analysis for next week. A very few pairs to look at for next week.